Hi, Greg with North American Tool. We're looking at log splitters today. We're comparing our log splitter, which is the Blue Max log splitter. It's an extremely heavy-duty built construction. We're comparing that with the Troy built. Troy built, obviously owned by MTD, has several splitters the same, just made under different brands. Ours is the Blue Max. Comes with the Blue Max 11 horsepower engine. Theirs come with a 6.5 horsepower 160 Honda engine. This is a totally electronic state engine. Comes with a full year warranty, all parts and services. The fenders on this unit. Fenders on our unit, complete metal. The fenders on this unit, plastic. A couple logs on that. Pretty soon that's going to be broken, especially in cold weather. Plastic will break and snap. On the Blue Max splitter, one of the most important features on this splitter is the head. The valve system on this is up at the top for easy use here. On the competitor splitter, this valve is down here, and this is not in a good position if you're splitting wood, especially if you're unloading wood and you're turning. This is in a very volatile position. It's totally unsafe. Also, I want to talk about the front end chains on this unit for towing while we're talking about safety. The chains on this are at a relaxed state, and as you can see, they come out about this far, and they're smaller link chains. On ours, you get a full length chain proper so that you can cross it underneath any of your hookups, any of your trucks. All right? Very nice. This unit has a stand on it also. This stand is made out of 1.5 inch tubular steel. If you take a round bar and you try to bend over your knee, it's easy. Try to bend a square one. This is extremely strong and it's solid. Down at the bottom, there's also a foot key. This is so when you're operating in the soft woods that your splitter will not sink into the mud and into the marsh. As you can see on the competitor splitter, this one happens to be bent just from use because we've been testing it. This is made out of sheet metal. It's a C-channel, not like ours, which is a full tubular steel support. The bottom of this unit, it's also open. There is no foot peg, so this is going to sink into the mud. All right? Okay, the next thing on this splitter. On our splitter, I want to talk about the head. On this head, you can see the thickness of this head. And there's 3 strengthening bars within that head. So you have no trouble with the force that this splitter produces against that head. On this splitter, you have a solid plate. It only has 2 keepers on it for the log. Ours has 5 keepers. Also, you have this on this splitter, which is nothing more than packaging for a bolt, where you take delivery of this bolted to a crate, and you have to wrestle it and get it off the crate and put it together. Ours is extremely easy on the assembly. Let's go back over to this splitter here. On this splitter, this is our splitting ram. We have a solid steel splitting ram. It's case hardened. This is flame hardened on the end to John Deere standards. This is 42 to 46 Rockwell hardness, and it's solid steel. The wings on this are also provided for a ready split on your log. On this splitter, it appears to be extremely heavy duty, but it has a hole in the top of it, and this is not solid steel. This is a cast splitter. I'm going to put my finger in that hole, and I'm telling you that material is only about 1/4 inch thick, if that, all the way. What happens when you're out in the woods and it's cold and you're splitting wood and the castings are cold? You know what happens to them when you drop them on the concrete? They're going to break. You can throw that off the Empire State Building, nothing's going to happen to it. All right. Additionally, when you have a log stuck on this, sometimes you'll be splitting wet logs like sugar maple. When you get that stuck, our retractors are an integral welded frame all the way through along with the log keepers. These are here for your safety to keep these logs off of your feet. All right? As that retracts, that pulls that log off of there. Here's what these guys have. These guys have a piece of sheet metal, goes around the outside. The distance from the point on this is about that far. So you got to have your log stuck that bad before it's even going to do anything to get your log off. Other than that, you're going to be kicking it with your feet to get your log off of there. Okay? The next thing about this unit is the tubular frame on it. Notice the size of this frame. This frame is a 2 1/4 square frame. Notice the frame that we've got on ours. This is a 2x4 frame, solid. So the towing integrity of this is wonderful. You're going to love the splitter. Additionally, on this splitter here, these hoses are covered because hydraulic fluid injected into the skin is very dangerous if there's ever a leak. There's plenty of service loops on these hoses because this is a horizontal, vertical splitter. If you have a leak, this is going to save somebody getting hurt. It's very safe. Let's see what the competitors did. Oh, this is great. They have springs wrapped around the outside of their hoses. This is because their hoses are so close, they're rubbing against the components. So they've solved their problem by putting these on here. Also, they've got service loops on these too. What happens if you have a hydraulic leak on this? It's going to escape and it's going to get you. Over here, you're nice and safe. The next thing about this log splitter that's extremely important is the overall weight. This log splitter right here, although you can market it for less in the retail stores than this one right here outweighs this one by 120 pounds because it's solid steel. Why? Let me show you. This has got an I-beam that runs through the center of it. It's right here, you can see it. They have 2 plates here, but this is an I-beam. And that's all there is, and it's hollow all the way through. On ours, we have an I-beam, but it has extra plating on it. Underneath this splitting area, there's reinforcement plates on each side, so there's 3 layers of plates underneath where you need it most. Very strong, very brute splitter. Okay, we have a sight glass on ours also, so you can tell where your fluid level is at. This unit does not have a sight glass on it. It just has a fill on the top of it. So, in talking about all that, I'm looking at the log cradles. These log cradles are made out of 3 separate pieces, and they're bolted together. This log cradle is solid welded and welded to the construction of this frame. Thank you for viewing the Blue Max at North American Tool. We appreciate your time. You're going to really love this splitter, we guarantee it. It's going to be great margins and your guests are going to be very happy with it.